So you want to move to Portugal, but you can't figure out which visa to get? D7 or D2? Passive income or business investment? One is for people who want legal status in the country without risking their capital. The other is for those people who want to do business in a new market that offers easy access to some of the most powerful nations in the European Union, like Germany, France, and Spain, for example. Ever since we started operating in Portugal, our team at Global Citizen Solutions received a lot of questions about the D7 and D2 visas. So we wanted to take this opportunity and talk to you more about them. These are, after all, some of the most popular visas for expats. So, when it comes to business migration here in Portugal, there are two categories, the D7 and D2 visas. The D7 is a passive income category for people who already have their savings, dividends, houses, pensions, royalties, and interests from investment. They want to move to Portugal and retire there. They already have a stable source of income coming from outside of Portugal, and they pay their taxes. I'm talking about remote workers, pensioners, and investors. No need to start a business or get a job. You only need to prove you can support yourself. That's it. The D2 is different. It is for people who have a business, want to open a startup, or need a branch office here in Portugal. The whole purpose of the D2 is to show immigration officials that you meet the eligibility criteria, which we will get to later. You bring the business, they give you the residency. If you've got capital, a business plan, and the right ambition to make it happen, the D2 visa is your ticket in. All it takes is vision and proof that your business can help the economy in some way, whether that is through innovation, technology, or anything else. If you can create jobs, even better. You have to sustain yourself financially and present the authorities with a business model that has potential. Both the D2 and D7 are long-stay residency visas. The main difference is that the D2 is for entrepreneurs and the D7 is for those who have a stable passive income. If you get approved for either of them, you are eligible to apply for citizenship after 5 years. And then, once you become a Portuguese citizen, you can apply for a Portuguese passport. Now, let's talk more about eligibility. Who is it for and the main requirements? The D7 visa is for people with passive income like retirees, freelancers, remote workers, etc. To qualify for D7, you need 5 things: steady income, proof of accommodation, clean criminal record, health insurance, and intention to reside in Portugal. Your passive income as of 2025 should be at least 170 euros per month or 10,440 per year for a single applicant. The income requirements increases for each dependent you include in your application. For example, if your spouse is coming with you, that's an extra 50%, and if the dependent is a child, that's 30%. The income must be regular and predictable. It could come from pensions, rental income from real estate, dividends, royalties, or interest from savings, bonds, or other investments. These sources are coming from outside of Portugal, and you are paying taxes. You also should have savings equal to at least 1 year of your minimum passive income requirement and put them in a Portuguese bank account. You must have a place to live in Portugal. It could be yours, or you could rent it. You will need a Portuguese NIF number, which is a fiscal number for literally every financial or legal transaction in the country, like opening a bank account, renting or buying a property, and paying taxes, for example. To keep your residency, you must spend at least 16 months in Portugal in the first 2 years of getting the visa. The D2 is for business people, entrepreneurs. If you want to work in Portugal, the D2 is for you. It's for foreign nationals who want to establish their professional independent activity in Portugal, or have been hired as a service provider, within the range of liberal professions, of course, by a service provider or a company in Portugal. Let me explain what I mean by liberal professions. So, the D2 visa has 2 main routes. The entrepreneur or business owner route. This is for people who want to start a new business in Portugal, invest in an existing one, or open a branch of their foreign company. To qualify, you will need a business plan, the actual investment, and the potential to boost the local economy. The independent professional, also known as the freelancer route, is a different pathway for people who are hired as service providers within liberal professions. These are lawyers, architects, doctors, or other individuals who provide intellectual services based on their specific qualifications. To qualify, you need a contract and a written proposal that clearly states what you are going to do in Portugal and how you will work in this Portuguese company that wants to bring you here. So how much money do you need to invest if you are taking the entrepreneur route? There is no fixed amount of investment. You must have a minimum balance of 10,440 euros for a single applicant in your Portuguese bank account. If a spouse is applying, that means an additional 5,220 plus 3,132 per child. These amounts are based on the percentage of the annual minimum wage, which is 100% for the main applicant, 50% for a spouse or dependent adult, and 30% for a child. Now, let's take a look at the pros and cons of both the D2 and D7 visa. Pros. The D7 visa is a passive income visa. You can use it to live in Portugal without starting a business, and it's perfect for retirees, investors, and remote workers. It is flexible, with low financial risk. It is simple to prepare and require fewer documents than the D2 visa. But there are drawbacks. Cons. You must maintain your passive income no matter what's happening with the economy, and you must become a Portuguese tax resident, which means you have to pay taxes on both your passive and worldwide income. Plus, if you're not familiar with the Portuguese bureaucratic system, you should know that the entire application process can be very time-consuming. The D2 visa has its own advantages and disadvantages. You can expect pros. To get an immigrant entrepreneur visa, which compared to the Portugal Golden Visa is a lot more affordable. There is no investment threshold, other than the fact you need a viable business plan with the financial capacity to execute it. Your business gets access to the EU market, which has a vast customer base with excellent networking opportunities. Now about the disadvantages. Cons. You can expect a strict application process. Immigration authorities prefer applicants who provide economic, social, technological, or cultural benefits to Portugal. The financial risk is high, because this is, after all, committed capital. And, like the other visa, these two can take up a lot of your time. So, there you have it. The main differences between the D2 and the D7 visa. D2 is for business experts and entrepreneurs, while D7 is perfect for those with passive income. Which of those would you prefer to get? If you have any questions, be sure to book a consultation with one of our experts at Global Citizen Solutions. We are happy to answer them for you. Once again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.